Today on Sketching the Privateer, we are going to plot page 19, but we have to recognize the passing of a titan in the DC universe. Some may call the greatest Batman ever, Kevin Conroy, passed away yesterday. We'll be talking about that during today's show of Sketching the Privateer. Welcome aboard, boys and girls. I got my back to you because I got to run the computer here at the beginning of this. How you doing today, there, Justifier Jim?
Doing all right, buddy. Doing okay.
Yeah,
how you doing?
I'm doing great, man. I'm doing great. A little too busy to. I'm really tired. I just got up from a nap, but I'm gonna make it, man. I'm gonna make it. But as I was saying at the beginning of the show, Kevin Conroy, God love him, passed away. He lost his battle with cancer yesterday, at the age of 66, relatively young. And you can speak to this more than I can. And why don't you talk to him a little bit about what Kevin Conroy means to you as far as being the voice of Batman? Because I know you follow the DC animated universe, and I'll get set up for today's show.
All right. Yeah, as some of you, may know him as the voice for Batman. He was in a lot of kids' households in the 90s with with several TV shows, between Batman the animated series, Batman and Robin, The New Adventures of Batman and Robin, Justice League Unlimited, and numerous different DC animated pieces. He was a kind of a staple in the comic book community when it came to that animated voiceovers for Batman, in my opinion. And I never met the guy, but I heard he was just the kindest person. He loved his fans. He loved to play up, do lines for his fans. Sorry guys, this kind of hit me hard, surprisingly. I mean, the man was an icon. He never really did too much live action stuff. He did portray an older Bruce Wayne in the CW crossover Crisis on Infinite Earths, and that was just he was so good in that. The fact that will never be blessed by his dulcet tones. He was a hell of a singer too. He loved to sing apparently, and they did do an episode on Justice League where he sang "Am I Blue?"
Really,
and it's iconic. I mean,
really?
I can't really. He'll be missed. I know that.
That's what I understand. I mean, the only time I ever heard him, he's the voice of Batman in the game we love so much too.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he. From what I understand, I was watching Friday Night Tights last night, and they were talking about the fact that he actually went to school at Juilliard to become an actor, and worked alongside some really great actors. But the thing about the Batman thing that's so impressive is the fact that he didn't know anything about the Batman lore.
Oh wow.
He just played it the way the director told him to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Right? They said they wanted a dark, gritty voice, like the darkest parts of New York, basically. That's what they
Mm-hmm.
told him. And the first audition he had, when he did it, he said everybody in the room just went silent, and he thought he had bombed it, and the director come out and said, "You nailed that," So, uh, it's just a case of a guy not understanding the lore at first, but respecting it enough to understand that it had a huge fan base and make it the best he could. And I I did see the crossover on Infinite Earths,
Mm-hmm.
and I thought that was pretty damn cool. And he definitely had the voice, no doubt about it. What do we got here
Yeah.
in the chat?
Hey, Christian.
Christian, hey, I'm just saying, hey, watching the Senators Philly game, and I liked and commented. Cheers. All right, Christian, thanks a lot. Christian, comment what you thought of Kevin Conroy. Where's he rank as far as the great Batman of media? What do you
Yeah.
think about that? Let us know. I did want to show you guys one other thing. And this happened in Star Trek Online when Nichelle Nichols died. They're having tributes to Kevin Conroy all across the DC Universe online game. And Christian says iconic. Yeah, no
Yeah.
doubt about it. The guy was, a lot of people think he's the greatest Batman of all time. So hang on one second. I got to show you the tribute they're doing at the East End Police Station, atop the East End Police Station, where the Bat Signal is located in Gotham in DC Universe Online. Hang on.
Yeah. And one other thing I was gonna say too, I forgot. Whenever I read a Batman comic, it's his voice that I hear it in. Um, like him and Mark Hamill. When I think of Batman and Joker, it's those two.
Yeah.
It goes together like peanut butter and jelly. Now we ain't got the peanut butter.
Now, this is all the characters kneeling around the bat signal right there. And there's another shot here of them from the other angle where you can see the bat signal. Hang on.
Yep. I went there yesterday and some today too and paid my tribute.
This is a location in the open world on the DC Universe Online game. It's the East End Police Station, the East End of Gotham. If I'm not mistaken, Cape Carmine's pretty close to there. That's the closest iconic area, right? Isn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, you step out and go left, and you're right there.
Yeah.
And I think Crime Alley is to the right of the place.
Correct.
Yeah. So if you've never played that game and you like the lore of DC, there's a lot of huge fans on there, man. And these are all Batman iconic characters and other characters from the DC Universe game, just paying tribute at the Bat Signal for Kevin Conroy. Hang on one second. Now we got to get set for our universe as we work on that, trying to make something just as iconic, hopefully, one of these days. Hang on, I got to turn on my light overhead. A little late getting set up because of a nap, like a dummy. Yeah. Hang on. Okay. That should be good. All right. So, haven't quite set up the online store on the website yet, but we're working on it. We got a little snag on the coffee mugs, man. Those coffee mugs a lot of people want, but she's got to hang on. Wires. These wires are just a pain in the butt. She's got a new way of doing these mugs, and it's just she's trying to work out the kinks in it. But anyway, we're gonna have the posters and the mugs and a bunch of other stuff here up here pretty soon on the site. But none of that's gonna fly unless I can make a book, right? All right, let's see. Let's go ahead and show you what we did last week. Okay, this was page 18 last week. This is the one where he knocked the guy that was Osama bin Laden's doctor through the window, right? And that's him flying through the window right there, and he's climbing out and telling him, I want Osama bin Laden. I'm gonna beat it out of you." And then the shopkeepers surround him, and he's trying to fight his way out of there. And then all of a sudden, he's got a muzzle of an M16 to his head, and the U.S. troops that are on patrol. And this takes place in Kabul, Afghanistan. This scene here at a marketplace in 2004, I think it is, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And anyway, he's arrested by U.S. troops at the end of it in the last panel. Okay, the privateer, the ultimate, patriot, is arrested by U.S. troops. What kind of shit is that?
Right. That's what you call irony.
That is irony right there. Oh, and you know what I don't have? Entertain him for a second, man. I got to head to my car real quick and get my T-square. I've been using it on my, well, no, I don't. I can use one of my sketch pads for a straight line. That's cool. Let's see. Where's one of my smaller ones at? Actually, you know what? I'll just use a piece of the cardstock. I'll use the page we just used earlier. Yeah, we'll use that for it. Yeah, I'm in the middle of working on a sign for my local comic book shop, Excalibur, and my T-square's out in the car, so I can get some good, straight lines on it and stuff. So anyway,
some lineage.
My stuff is kind of scattered all over the place right now. So
I see.
Bear with me, boys and girls. Bear with me.
You got your B2s and your B4s, bro?
I got my stuff. Okay. I got my stuff. I just got to sharpen it. So, tell me more about Kevin Conroy, man. He started that voice in the 90s, didn't he? Something like that.
Yeah.
There's the Batman animated series, right?
Yes. Yeah. Mm-hmm. He started there.
Mm-hmm.
From there, it went on to the New Adventures of Batman and Robin. Was there. That was like a season or two. From there, he voiced Bruce Wayne as an old man in 1999's Batman Beyond.
Oh, wow.
One of my favorite animated series, and the comic book is pretty good too. So basically,
yeah, I've heard some really cool stuff about that, and I've heard they really want Keaton to play the older Batman in it. If they ever make a movie of it, but
yeah, they really do.
Hold that thought for a second. You can fill them in here in a second when I start drawing. We got to read today's page. We're only 2 pages away from having this thing plotted, guys. And by the way, we're not going to be here next week because I've got a show. I've got to be out there pumping the book to the public. And so, I mean, we will have the show, but it's not going to be a sketching show. And Jimmy, I have the week off because I'll be at, just like I did the last time we did Shop Till You Drop, I'll be walking around and talking to some of the vendors and stuff that are out there. So anyway, we got page 19. This is a month later after he was arrested. Okay.
Oh, wow.
A month later at Guantanamo Bay, Cuba. The privateer slumped in a cell corner. A soldier enters and says, "On your feet." He is led to an interview room in handcuffs. A view from the other side of a two-way mirror. As he is cuffed to his chair, one officer explains to another that none of their coercion efforts have had any effect on him. Of course, if you know what that is, back then they were doing some pretty mean shit. They were doing waterboarding and stuff like that back then. because this is 2004. Remember, this is when we first went back into Iraq and all that good stuff. Let's see. None of their coercion of efforts had any effect. He refuses to talk to anyone other than the commanding officer of this post. A Marine general enters the room and sits. Okay, the officer begins. You've been a model citizen here. Least I can do is hear you out. The privateer asks if they are recording this. Of course we are, son. Let's start with your name. He answers, Robert Joseph McBriarty. Rank, he said, citizen of the greatest nation on earth, the United States of America. He says, okay. Social, and he gives a number. He says, age, 254 years old. And that's going to be the final panel on that page, because the last page, it's a full page of the privateer snapping his cuff chain, and the general exclaiming, what? And the privateer says, I was born in the colony of Maine on July 4th in the year of our Lord 1750. I helped free the 13 American colonies on the open seas. I was a pirate, a patriot. I was a privateer. And the wedge at the bottom of the panel, an officer watching outside the room on the phone, yells into the phone, get me the Pentagon, bold type, privateer unchained next. That's going to be the name of the next issue. So that's how this one's going to end. But we're drawing that next week. This week we got to get the lead up to that big massive splash page where he lets everybody know who the hell he is. But anyway, that's what we're doing right now. So go ahead and continue about Kevin Conroy, man. You were talking about Batman Beyond being the next thing he did.
Yeah, so like basically he played more of a hands-off role in that, as far as like he was older. He actually retired from being Batman. Because as he got older, he had a heart condition, and he almost actually killed a kidnapper with a gun, and that's when he decided to hang it up. I think a couple years later, by happenstance, this kid, high school student Terry McGinnis, ends up being chased by a gang called the Jokers, which is a tribute to the Joker. And he gets chased up to Wayne Manor, where it looks like he's about to get jumped, but Bruce comes out of nowhere with a cane and just bap, bap, zip,
Wow. Hang on 1 second. Let's see this here.
Yes.
Intermission 2-1 sends. I don't know what that means.
The Sense and whatever the Senates are winning 2-1.
Okay. Oh, I got you. Okay. The Senators. I got you. Okay. And he says Kevin Conroy is only second to Mark Hamill. Yeah. A lot of people love those two guys together. So, it's not surprising.
Yeah.
Let's see. Okay, I'm just looking at the panels here. It's a conversation. We're gonna have the guy walking in the room, and then we're gonna have him. He is cuffed to his chair. Let's see. Yeah, we'll have him slapping the cuffs on in another one. I think we're just gonna do flat panels on this page. Go ahead, buddy.
And Terry helped him inside the house, and he somehow found the Bat Cave and stole the bat suit, and became the next Batman. Later on in the comics, or in the TV show, actually, it was in an epilogue episode of Justice League Unlimited. They discovered that Terry was actually Bruce's son.
Wow.
And this is before Damian Wayne was even mentioned.
Oh, Damian Wayne. Oh,
yeah.
You just mentioned that name.
That brat. Yeah.
That goon that I can't stand. One thing I love about the DLC, the Teen Titans DLC,
Uh-huh.
is that you beat the shit out of Damian Wayne in the duo. I love
Yeah.
that. I really
Yeah.
do.
Yeah.
Because you know how I feel about Robin. I
Right.
think it's the most lamest character DC's ever come up with. But, you know, hey, that's just me. And my son, 22, grew up watching the Batman, and he even had the Batmobile and the
With
funky
the funky
rims.
ribbons.
With the
Yep.
funky rims. Cool. Go ahead, man.
Yeah. I had a lot of the Batman toys growing up too. It was good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you know, now that I think about it, Batman has never had a child of his own volition.
No, he's never had a kid of his own.
He was either roofied or they stole
Right.
his DNA and inoculated it into another
Right.
person.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. I think the last one we're gonna do like this. We're gonna cut it into 3.
Mm-hmm.
The conversation between the two. I think we're gonna
Yes.
cut into 3.
I think that would work good.
Yeah. We'll have them coming down the hall and all that good stuff. And then we'll do 3 panels of the conversation on the bottom. Okay. So, yeah, I mean, the guy, what a voice, dude. What a voice. And
Yeah.
and if you hear him in a regular conversation, he doesn't sound like that. You know what I mean? He was
No.
definitely acting, no doubt about it.
Yeah.
I mean, when you hear the Joker talking, you can kind of hear Mark Hamill,
Mm-hmm.
but Kevin Conroy's actual voice, I don't think you really
No,
hear
you
that.
can't. It's like basically just higher pitched, basically.
Mm-hmm.
But to me, I mean, maybe because you know, I've listened to it all these years, but
Right.
to me, like, you could just kind of, you know,
Mm-hmm.
but and it's funny, like thinking about the cast and crew from Justice League, not the crew, but the the original voice cast.
Mm-hmm.
Did you know the guy that voices the Flash on that played Lex Luthor in Smallville?
No, I did not.
Yeah. I forget the actor's name. I apologize, but yeah, he voiced the Flash on Justice League animated series. And then later on, uh, Supergirl. So Martian Manhunter's the guy that plays Martian Manhunter's father,
Mm-hmm.
and the actor that plays Malafat,
Mm-hmm.
they voiced the Martian Manhunter and the Green Lantern respectively in that series.
Okay.
So
That's interesting.
yeah, yeah,
Well, I'm not big into animated stuff, so
right.
I didn't really. I knew of him from the game, but
Mm-hmm.
I really didn't know much about him. But everything I've heard about since his uh, way too early demise. I mean,
Yeah,
cancer's a motherfucker,
yeah,
and that needs to, you know. I've heard several people, and I agree with them. Fuck cancer.
yeah, yeah.
But
Took the words right out of my mouth.
yeah. Anyway, let's see. Let's make sure this is seen as a bloused boot.
Yeah,
So, Mr. Conroy gone but not forgotten, apparently, by the fans of the Batman. Yeah. I know Harry loved him. That's for sure. And that's
oh, dude,
you
I
know
was
that's
just thinking him and Harry are probably chopping it up right now.
you know it, man. You know. They partying down, dude.
Yeah.
Yep, they having a good time. Talking that shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a shame. Another guy we lost yesterday. I don't know if you're a big into the comedians, but Gallagher, the guy that smashed watermelons, passed away
Yeah, I
yesterday. He
heard
was in
about
his
that too.
70s. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, they tend to come in waves, man.
Yeah, waves of 3.
Yep. Hang on, I'm gonna move this guard. Okay, so we've got him slumped over here, and this is the guy's boots. Then we'll have him put the cuffs on him. of course, they always. Let me see. They tell you. I think we'll put him on the front of him.
Mm-hmm.
Have him snap him on there. His hands being cuffed. Right? And there'll be dialogue going on the whole to fill the rest of the page, you know.
Right.
This is just hands, right? That's now he's gonna have a wife beater on, basically.
Yeah.
So that's all he'll have on. That is military pants that he's been wearing. Okay, and then this one we need to put as walking him down the hall.
Walking a mile.
Right, walking the mile. So we'll do it like this. We want to show a little bit of the ceiling. And we'll have a guard on either side of him. Of course, they're wearing berets and stuff. And then they'll both have an arm. They'll be walking him down the hall. Right?
Mm-hmm.
That's his back. All right. And then might be moving these guys over a little bit. No, that's good. We'll keep them close. That way they're kind of arm in arm in him.
Mm-hmm.
Right? There we go. You have to excuse me. Sometimes I'm drawing 50 million things at once and I forget to erase so you can see what's going on here.
Mm-hmm.
Now, these guys will have. Now, they're just going to have sidearms. They're not going to have rifles, but there'll be a rifleman in the room. Let's see. We'll have the general sitting here. Actually, you know what? Okay. I think that we're going to take this and cut this in half and make the blocks on the bottom even smaller.
Mm.
And I'll tell you why in just a second. We got him in the cell, then being cuffed, then walking down, and then we got to have. Oops. We got to have him actually being chained to the table. Let's see if that's going to work. Yeah, that's going to work. Okay. There's a lot on this page, a lot more than I thought.
Yeah.
Let's see. Get rid of those lines. Actually, you know what? No. That's the thing about plotting. You got to feel your way through it. I did like the way that was set up on the bottom. I'm going to leave it that way.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to cut this in two. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to have the walk down the hall right here on this side and then have them chaining them to the table on the other side.
That makes more sense.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so we're cutting that one in half. Right down the center. May not finish this page today. We did that little tribute to Kevin Conroy, so
Yeah.
you know. And I saw something. Oh, that's not supposed to go there. I saw something pretty neat. It was a tweet put out by Ethan Van Shriver, the guy that drew for DC and Marvel before he went out on his own. He does Cyberfrog. He does an independent comic called Cyberfrog, and well-known artist. He used to do the Green Lantern for DC. That's probably what he's best known for. His work on Green Lantern. Look him up. He's really good. And I like watching him stream on YouTube. He's a pretty funny dude too. But he gave a shout out to I don't know if you got a copy of that book that Young Ripa did yet, but he said, yeah, they really did the work that comic artists hate doing, which is the background panels, which is stuff like we're doing right now, work on the background panels. In other words, stuff leading up to the big action sequences and stuff.
The filler, if you will.
The filler, yes, yeah, which is actually kind of the main story, really.
Yeah.
When you think about it.
Yeah.
But anyway, I thought that was pretty cool that he said something about that, because I was like, yeah, this is probably my least favorite part of it. But you know what? Hey, you got to do it, or you're not telling the story. So
right, you're just drawing a bunch of punches and kicks.
Right.
Like right now in the Justifiers, I'm kind of redoing what I originally planned on it. My goal is still to finish episode 1 by the end of the year.
Okay.
But like I added a little bit more to it, changed the time frame of it. So.
Well, I'm sure it'll be great, because I know you can write, because I've seen you writing. So
thank you.
We're looking forward to seeing what you do with it.
Myself. I appreciate that.
Yeah. I mean, guess what? Look, we've got next week, and I will probably finish this before we start the show 2 weeks from now. I'll probably finish this page so we can go on and go ahead and do the last page. But then we'll have to have a cover, right? So I'll be doing the cover, the episode after that, and after that we got to start plotting number 2.
Yeah,
because I'm gonna save the plotting of the books just for this stream. You know what I mean? So, and I might have to do some outside of it, depending on whether I'm coming up on deadlines or anything. Because I've been talking, I've been working on this sign over there at the over there at Excalibur, and I've been picking their brains about what they're looking for in a book they're going to sell. And I told them my plan for doing 4 books a year and then putting it into a hardcover, graphic novel at the end of the year. And they said, Joe, that's great. If you tell everybody it's going to be a quarterly and you can deliver it quarterly, that would be best, as long as you're on time with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I was like, okay, now we're going to have the general here while they bring him in and chain him to the table. Going through his files or whatnot, laying stuff out at the table, right? And they're going to chain him to the table when he sits down. That's his hands. We'll show his forearm. And we'll have a soldier right here doing the chain up, right? On his hands. Okay, so that'll work. And we'll start the conversation there. And We'll have the general. We'll get a good look at his face. Of course, he's gonna have one of them high and tight haircuts or some shit.
Yeah, flat top.
You know what, Bubba?
Yeah,
We'll get a good look at his character. He'd probably have a cheesy ass mustache.
Yeah.
Thunderbolt Ross style kind of thing.
Right. Make him look like J. Jonah Jameson.
Oh, I don't want to do that. That's been done. That's been done.
Kidding.
Okay. Hang on. Let me get these lines in here. But
pictures of the privateer.
Right. Let's see. Hang on. We'll have him here. And then we'll have.
Jeez.
Hang on. Let me see. I did mention we were going to have a two-way glass, right? Yes, I did mention that, so I need to show that. So we'll do that here. We'll show the shadow, the shadow of a guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
In uniform, shoulder, and everything, right? Mm-hmm. We'll show the window itself. We'll show the back of the general's head up close, right?
Mm-hmm.
And him kind of gesturing, with his hand, right? And then we'll have the privateer over here. Chained up, of course. His hands on the table. Mm-hmm. And then over here, last panel, when he says how old he is, we're going to have the thing we've already shown in the book, just his nose. Actually, we'll make it a mirror image of the general. That's what we'll do. That'll be nice brackets around this one.
Okay.
We'll have him here. Of course, he got the Fu Manchu mustache.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that'll be a nice bracket, side-to-side profiles. Okay, I like it. I like it. I like it a lot. I like it a lot.
A lot.
I like it a lot. Okay. So, did you go see Black Adam yet, Big Daddy?
Black Adam? No.
No. Did you go see Wakanda Forever yet?
Might be. Probably going tomorrow, actually.
Probably going tomorrow. I think the soonest me and Rhonda can go is Monday.
Okay.
So, I am going to take her to see it. She wants to see it badly.
Yeah.
I really could care less because you know what I think. They should have recast the thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I just, I'm not hearing good things about it, but got to judge for yourself. Got to go see it yourself.
Exactly.
And so we're going to go. We're going to check it out. But I'm not holding my breath for good results.
Correct.
I did hear how, well, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to spoil nothing. I've heard some stuff about the movie that already I don't like, but that's just me. But as I've said before, there's only like in the you have to excuse my dog is losing his mind because his mother's probably home. But um, I'm not really interested in a lot of the stuff they're planning on doing. I saw an article. I don't know how true it is. Now, a lot of the stuff that that they put out is like conjecture and stuff. But I saw a story the other day that they have like apparently the story I saw, and I think it was from Bounding into Comics. I'm not sure. I'd have to check my WhatsApp because I send everything to my brother that we're going to put on the show on Thursdays. I believe it said that they've thrown out everything they were doing on the Blade movie because it's too much like Kate Beckinsale's Underworld. Yeah, which if that's true, that does not sound good.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That doesn't sound good at all.
Right.
But we'll have to wait and see. This is a boot.
I mean, because I already know that they had pushed it back because their director had left or whatever.
Yeah, it's not sounding good for that one. And I said, as soon as I saw it on the docket for Phase 5, I said, wait, Disney's going to make a blood, guts, and gore vampire movie? Right. Not so much, I don't think. But they're making an R-rated, I mean, I could be wrong. They're making an R-rated Deadpool movie. So, who knows? I don't know.
We'll see. I mean, because this is the thing. Properties like Blade, Deadpool, they need to be R-rated.
Yeah, absolutely.
To be done appropriately. I mean, and I honestly, with the way this current phase is going, I would rather them go back and redo everything and take their time to make sure they're, content with what they produced. I mean, ultimately it's up to us, the fans, how well it's received. But good for them for saying, hey, you know what, this seems kind of wonky because it's been done before.
Speaking of wonky, bear with me. Can anybody tell me what I'm doing wrong here? The cuffs are supposed to be connected right here, and I got it closing on this side. It needs to close over here.
Yeah, a little bit.
Whoops. So, yeah. Whoopsie. I got so into what it was looking like that. I mean, you get into something and it looks good to you, and you just keep rolling,
Yeah.
But anyway, okay.
But yeah,
that's fixed. Okay, we got.
I say good for them for doing that.
For scrapping it and starting over. Yeah. Now that's the good part of it, right? Bad part is that they had to do that to begin with.
Yeah.
The good part is they're actually doing it and taking the time to get it right. So yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. That's a good thing.
Because they don't do too much R-rated stuff. So I mean,
no, they don't. They haven't. They have before.
Yeah.
I mean, but they did it through other properties. Yes, absolutely. Other labels. Before. So I just don't. Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, I haven't liked anything in Phase 4, man. The only thing I've liked in Phase 4 was No Way Home, and that wasn't even their movie. It's Sony's.
Yeah.
They were just along for the ride.
Right.
It was a cameo for Doctor Strange,
basically.
And a trailer kind of for Doctor Strange.
Yeah, I mean, I loved No Way Home. I thought Shang-Chi was all right. I mean,
Shang-Chi was okay. It had good stuff in it.
Yeah.
But, dude.
But everything else has been
the best stuff about that movie was the father-son relationship in that movie. That was really, really good, but it was like a subplot to the rest of it.
Right.
Yeah, and Eternals, that's a snooze fest if you ask me. The best, but I do have to, Rhonda really wanted to see that one because she's a big Angelina Jolie fan, right?
Right.
And I have to give her credit. Angelina Jolie was the best thing in that movie, even though she was only in it 10 minutes.
Right.
Her character and what was the guy's name that was kind of her protector and really was in love with her, but he never really said it, you know. What was that guy's name?
I
He
can't
was like the
remember.
strongest one out of all of them.
Was it Gilgamesh or something like that?
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it exactly. And yeah, I thought that was the best thing about that show was
Yeah.
that right there, that storyline. And so
Right.
but the rest of it, boy, I could have done without, man.
Yeah.
I and some of it pissed me off. Some
Oh
of
yeah.
it pissed me off. The part where the tech guy was sitting there boohooing in the middle of Hiroshima,
Uh-huh.
saying, "Look what they did with what we do." No, no, no. You don't know how many people that bomb saved in World War II. Okay, I don't want to see that. I don't want to hear that.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, you got that wrong, Disney. Sorry.
Henry said Shang-Chi was what I was hoping Snake Eyes would be.
Yeah. Now I heard Snake Eyes was just horrible.
Yeah.
But you know, and I'm not a big GI Joe fan, so I mean, I had GI Joes when I was a kid, but they were the 6-inch posable figures you could change clothes on. You know what I mean?
Right.
Not the action figures that most of these guys grew up with. But
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I enjoyed Shang-Chi, but you know, like I said, the best part of it was only 10 minutes of the movie.
Yeah.
I mean, each one of these movies has some good stuff in it, guys.
Right. But overall,
my gosh, man. I mean, everything in the 3 phases before it
mm-hmm.
just set the bar so high that I guess you can't reach that anymore.
No, you can't.
Now, phase 5, the bookend parts of it, I'm interested in.
Mm-hmm.
Phase 5 starts. Phase 4 is going to officially end with the Guardians of the Galaxy special they're having.
Mm.
So that's going to be the end of that. And then, hang on. Talk to him for a second because I got about 10 minutes left. And I'm going to have to finish this off air without you guys and be ready in 2 weeks for page 20, the last page of issue 1. Let's see. Kyle Darren says, don't forget to throw in some explosions. Hey, man, worry not. This book's got plenty of explosions in it. You know that. Hang on. I'm about to switch over here to the other side. Talk to him for a second, man.
All right. And then Henry was saying the fight scenes were dreadful. There was a lot of shaky cam. That's disappointing. Yeah, that's pretty disappointing.
In what now? What is he talking about?
I think it's Snake Eyes.
Oh,
I believe it's Snake Eyes.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't see that one. I've only seen one. I have only seen one G.I. Joe movie.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the first one, Rise of Cobra. That's the only one I've seen.
Yeah.
Hang on. Damn these wires. Oh, these wires will strangle you eventually, guys. They really will. I swear.
Oh, wow. Okay. He had the original Snake Eyes comics.
Oh,
or
did he?
The comic,
wow.
Yeah, or Snake Eyes Origin. Wow. That's pretty cool.
Wow. In my best Owen Wilson voice. Wow. Come on. God bless, man.
Don't miss the chair now, Joe.
Dude, this is just, it's fucking ridiculous. It's fucking ridiculous. It's nothing but wires, nothing but stands for mics and shit. And you guys can't see me because there's no light. But they're fitting to be.
Yeah. Oh, trade paperback. I love trade paperbacks, Henry.
Okay, you guys should see me now. All right. Now. So, boys and girls. Let me fix my camera. There we go. All right, boys and girls, listen up. We didn't quite get done with this issue because, of course, we have the tribute to Kevin Conroy. And as you can see, if you've never played DC Universe Online, these are individual characters You can't run. Well, you can run more than one character at a time if you're really talented, like some people we know. But
Yeah.
not many people do that. They usually play on one character at a time. And this this is pretty much 20 people, 20 different players on the server, and one floating way up here. I didn't even notice that one till just now.
Right.
Pretty much on one knee, giving tribute to Kevin Conroy. That's why we couldn't finish the page today, guys. But I think it's worth it. I think Mr. Conroy deserves some recognition for the work he did on a very beloved character in the comic book lore.
Yes.
And like I said, I know Jimmy's a big fan. So this is where we're at, guys. You just saw me plot out page 19. It's the interrogation of the privateer at Guantanamo Bay, Cuba, the place none of those bad guys want to go. And so big next couple of shows is going to be a couple of big splash pages, because one of them is going to be the last page of the comic, the cliffhanger ending of issue 1, and then the last one we're doing is going to be the cover. And I don't know if I told you, Jimmy, but I settled on the logo, the word logo and I used it on my Did You Vote thing this week. Hang on, I'll show it to you. Hang on. That is it right there.
Oh, I like it a lot.
The privateer. It's we actually have a version of that in red lettering with a blue outline, and vice versa, blue with the red outline, depending on what kind of contrast we need for each cover. But that's just my handwriting, and we did it up on a couple of different programs. And yeah, I wanted some kind of handwritten script, because you've seen the Constitution and all that stuff. It's written in cursive, and so we wanted that old type writing and stuff like that. So anyway, guys, let's tell you what's going on with the channel. Of course, you're watching Sketching the Privateer with me and Justifier Jim. We do this every Saturday afternoon for about an hour, right before I go back to work. I just got off at 8 this morning. Got to go back at 3. So, but we do it for an hour just to plot the pages and keep things rolling. I'm on schedule. I've been talking, and I'm leaning towards submitting it for Scout Comics. So you guys cross your fingers, say your prayers, whatever. And they're a pretty good company from what I'm hearing. And so I really need to, if I want to get this out to people around the country, I've got to go with something like Image or Scout Comics, something like that, where I get to keep the IP, but I'm really working for a major label, one of the secondary labels, I guess you'd say, not one of the big ones like DC or Marvel. But I think Scout Comics, from what I met, hang on, let me get that off of there. I met Mr. Molinari, who is the editorial director for Scout Comics, at the last Comic-Con we had, and he told me they've got 127 titles. You remember the Stabbity Bunny cover that I showed you that looks just like the Spider-Man Punisher cover, right? Where he's getting shot at. That one was a Scout comic. And so, yeah. And I bought his book, The Shepherd. It was like exactly what I'm wanting to do. It was a few issues of The Shepherd put together in one big story. Oh, Teresa says, good luck and great news. Yeah. Hey, thank you very much, Teresa. And the Royal Fox says, so excited to see your vision come to life. Yes. And the plan is, guys, the plan is this. Cross your fingers and hope I can get on with Scout. I mean, if not, I'm going to find a way to get it out there. Now, if I end up having a crowdfunded, I'll do that. But I'd rather get on with like something like Image or Scout. And the plan is to put one out every quarter, and then at the end of the year, put out a graphic novel of those 4 issues. So I'm going to do, every story is going to be like 4 issues long. So that's where we're at today. Of course, we do this every Saturday afternoon, 1:30 to 2:30 Central, and 2:30 to 3:30 Eastern. And then the next time you'll see me is tomorrow morning with Jimmy and I's good friend Knock. We got booted off of YouTube last week. But if you want to see we showed too many damn highlights from some of the college games. But we have learned our lesson. We won't get kicked off this week. You guys tune in 10 o'clock in the morning Central, 11 o'clock Eastern, 2 hours before kickoff of the early games. It's NFL pregame party. And then, of course, tomorrow night, I am sticking with doing Papa Joe Gamer up way too late. It's me having a few cocktails, video games, and fails. I'm playing DCUO for at least 1 hour. Check it out, Jimmy. Hang on. I got to put you back on camera because you get a kick out of this. I'm still not finished with my initial run at the Sins of Black Adam. The first week, all I could do was the solo. The second week, I got the alert done and the first raid. And this week, I got to do the second raid.
Oh my God.
Well, I just don't have time to play video games anymore, man. And
that's understandable, though.
I'm pretty sure that you, my wife, and everybody else doesn't mind that because I'm doing other things. So
yes.
We're finally getting where we want to be. But anyway, exactly. I'm doing an hour of that. I'm doing an hour of wrestling. And then the third hour, I think I'm just going to keep that up in the air. I had been doing like a playthrough of certain games and stuff like that. And if I do decide to do that, I'm going to go back all the way back to PS3 and play a playthrough of The Force Unleashed.
Okay.
If you've never seen it, it's a great story. So I may be doing that one. But anyway, we do that on Twitch at 10 o'clock p.m. Central Time, 11 o'clock Eastern. We go for 3 hours and change games every hour. And then, of course, you got State of the Atmosphere every Wednesday from 5:30 p.m. Central, 6:30 Eastern. We go for about 2 hours till 7:30 Central, 8:30 Eastern, and it's just me and my fellow YouTubers getting together and talking about subjects that I'll come up with 1 or 2 subjects and we go wherever the chat takes us. So you guys tune in and let us know what you want us to talk about. And you've got a standing invitation to it, man. But I don't think you're home by 8:30, are you?
Sometimes it really depends. I didn't realize it was going on till 8:30. To be honest,
your time 8:30.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I'll keep sending. I'll start sending you an invite. That way you can show up whenever you want. I'm cutting it off at 2 hours. I did that last time, and go back and look at the one from Wednesday. We had a pretty good time. Pop Culture Minefield invaded my stream. Gary, Das Wolfen, the Dork Knight, who I'm fixing to start doing a wrestling show with on Sunday afternoons called The Dork Side of the Ring. He came up with a name for it.
Nice.
So that'll be coming soon. So, and of course, Thursdays, it's me and my brother hacking the Matrix, the headline driven, me and my brother laughing at the clown show that is 2022. We'll fill you in on all the stupidness that happened during the week. But anyway, Jimmy, you got anything to impart to the folks before we get out of here?
I put up a couple of YouTube videos over the last week or so. Go check them out. It's more Power Rangers Heroes of the Grid stuff.
Link to his channel is in the description for this show every week. So there's no excuse for not finding, liking, and subscribing to his page. And do that with my page too. I know it sucks to make an account, but just go ahead and make an account and give us some love. We need the help.
Right. We appreciate it.
we really definitely appreciate it. No doubt about it. Well, listen, boys and girls, I want to thank you for being here. And until we see you again, I want you to keep on keeping on. God bless.